I did actually have a very charmed life, I have to say, because my father was a sports journalist for the former Yugoslavian TV station. So we got to see the world with my dad, which was very, very special. So, even though we were a middle-class family, we lived a pretty modest life in Croatia, we always got to travel because of his job, and this was a big perk. So I got to see the world, we got to go to all different countries, we even went to the States once, and I was like, wow, this is so great. I really loved it. And then the war started, and then everything changed for everybody. My father and my mother are of mixed descent, so they're Serbian and Croatian, and that became a problem suddenly. And before that, nobody asked us, nobody cared, nobody bothered, and suddenly it became an issue. So that basically became a problem in my father's profession. Suddenly he had work problems, and my mom also, and it affected my brother and I, of course. And then when the war started also, my brother decided he didn't want to, he was conscripted because he was in the military reserves. He decided he didn't want to go to fight. He was a musician, he still is a musician, a big pacifist. He said, all I want to do is play my saxophone, that's what I want to do. So he left, and he pretty much left overnight, almost. And it was, I think, one of the major moments in my life, my big brother leaving. I was 16 at the time, and he just packed up his things and he left to Barcelona. I just felt like it wasn't really a place for me to remain anymore. It wasn't, I always say I'm not a refugee. I'm not a refugee. I left because I wanted to leave at the time, so nobody forced me to leave, nobody put a gun to my head, nobody said pack up your possessions in like 10 minutes and leave. My parents stayed. It's just that I felt at the time, just having finished high school and finishing high school, I just felt there wasn't much for me to look for and to do in Croatia at the time. Not professionally, it was more on an ideological level, I would say. It was just a difficult place to live. So I was very lucky because my parents helped me to go to school in England. After 1 year of working as an au pair, I managed to apply to university, and my parents funded my school, and I was very lucky to have that opportunity, and that is how I left Croatia. After that, at my last year to university, I met the person who was then my boyfriend for a while. Then he became my husband. Now he's my ex-husband, and we got along really well. After I finished university, I realized I didn't want to stay in England. It wasn't my place. I just felt there was a voice telling me I needed to go elsewhere. And this is something I think that happens to me a lot in my life generally. There's always a voice telling me to go elsewhere. And I think that's why my current profession is that of a travel writer. And so when I met my boyfriend at the time, I said, I'll go visit you in the States. I write for a variety of magazines, I write guidebooks, I've covered most continents, well actually all the continents except Antarctica. That's one that I still have left to go and write about, but I have pretty much written about all the others. And I just love the opportunity to be able to express myself and my stories through these articles. And when I get feedback from readers who don't know me necessarily, and when they tell me that my articles have moved them or have told them something they've been wanting to hear, to me it is such an incredible feeling. It's something that makes me realize this is why you do it, this is why you're a writer, this is why you share these stories with people. And I realized that recently that a lot of the stories that I've been writing that are actually more personal, which I sometimes try to stay away from because I don't want to put myself in every single piece that I write. I feel that those stories actually speak to people the most when I actually do tell the story of where I come from, of my background. There was a story recently that I published that got a lot of great feedback, and it's about me going back to Croatia actually and looking for my roots in a way, inadvertently, without planning to. I just found myself on this little journey, and this story really echoed with a lot of people, and actually I won an award for the story, which was really for me very, very important because Not because it's an award, but because it's a story that really meant a lot to me personally. And it's a story about where I come from, and more than just me, it's a story about what a lot of people in I think, my part of the world went through.